Hello everyone, it's Felicity here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a review on the Incidental Tarot. So here is the box. And this is a self-published deck by Holly DeFount. And this deck contains 80 cards. And what is so special about this deck is all the 80 cards are hand-drawn with beautiful image and colorful images. And here are 2 extra cards. And normally I add these 2 extra cards into the reading. Now all the cards are very beautiful and colorful, and it can really change the mood of the sitter or change the mood of the tarot reading. And so when we look at the beautiful colorful images, as a tarot reader, it is our job to remind ourselves to look beyond the beautiful and colorful image and to bring out the positive side and the less positive side of the spread in order to give the unbiased advice to the sitters. So whether the sitters choose colorful, bright, colorful deck or a little bit of a darker color deck, it doesn't matter. It doesn't influence the outcome of a tarot reading at all. And as long as we stay as a tarot reader, we stay centered, we stay focused, and we prevent ourselves from being blind of all the beautiful image or colorful image. As a tarot reader, we can still give unbiased advice to our sitter, no matter how beautiful or how dark the images are. And what I like about this deck is that the renaming of the suits do not influence, do not really prevent us from getting the meaning from the traditional Rider-Waite system at all. For example, the suit of cups have been renamed the suit of rose. And it's understandable because rose represent emotion, romance. And the suit of pentacles or suit of coins has been renamed the suit of oak. You know, old trees take a long time to grow, and the acorns are very strong, solid fruits. And it's like pentacles, it takes long time to manifest. But once it manifests, it stays, is very solid. And the suit of wand is renamed the suit of arrows. It's understandable because, you know, arrows means focus, aiming at the target, and just like the wands, it has a purpose. It uses creativity to aim at the goals, to create. The fire energy can create, and so the arrows really speaks about determination, about aiming at the goal, about bringing the manifestation into reality. When we aim the goal, when we set the goal, when we aim at the target. And the suit of swords is renamed the suit of Q. Is understandable because the Q in the old days is used as the fountain pen, and it's like a communication. When we think about communication, and you know, it's like the double blades because words carry strong, sharp energy. Words can hurt, and words can also inspire. So it's like the cute, you know, it's like the sword, the cue, the communication tool, the communication instrument is like the sword. So when we use our pen to write, to create, to write article, to communicate with others, we have to be very careful because words can cut, and words can also inspire others. And so that's why the creator renamed the suit of sword as the suit of Q. That's really understandable. And another point that we need to pay attention to is that many, all the suits use symbol to communicate with you. So we have to study a little bit about the symbol to understand the symbol, because only the court cards and only the majors contain the characters. When we look at the characters, we always get the body language, we will get the facial expression, we will get the emotions quickly. But when you communicate with symbols or pips, and it's all about how you look at the structure and the symbol and the colors, and how the symbols are placed at certain position in a spread in order to communicate, in order to bring out the message to you. And so we have to really study a little bit about the symbols and what the symbol and colors mean to us when you use this deck. And another thing that is special is that most of the cards shows the portrait, the half-body portrait. Most of the cards that contains character will show the half-body portrait, except this one show the full body. Yes. And what I feel is that this deck will communicate with you in a very direct, sharp tone. It's really speaking to you in a very direct way, and it's not going to help you to give you a lengthy description or give you a lengthy tarot reading, but it's always give a very accurate, short and useful answer, very sharp message, and contains a message that is going to click, going to inspire your mind, and then you suddenly feel like, oh, aha moment, you get the message like aha. You get a lot of aha moments when you use this deck. And there's always a sense that there's a very straightforward, very specific purpose in the tarot reading. And so my advice for using this deck is to form a very specific question, because sometimes the symbol can mean millions of things. And for example, take this as the example. This symbol can mean a lot. This symbol can mean the harmonious relationship or harmonious family. And these two big flowers are parents, and the little one is the children, a child, and it creates harmonious moments. And it can mean that the parents are very protective of the child, and then therefore stop the child from growing. And it can also mean, depending on the surrounding card, it can also mean there's a triangle situation going on in a relationship. So when you use this deck, you have to form a very specific question, otherwise it's going to confuse you. It's going to give you millions or billions of millions or thousands of interpretations of tarot reading. And so form a very specific question, look at how the symbols communicate with each other, look at the connection of each card and how the cards connect with each other. And yes, it always gives a very short, sharp, straightforward, useful advice, useful message, instead of a lengthy description or talking about, in a very indirect way. No, it is that always communicate with a very direct, sharp, very specific, very upfront, straightforward way. So now let's look at some of my favorite cards, shall we? And this is the Fool card, what I like about this card is that usually in other tarot decks, the Fool is shown walking towards a cliff, and here we don't see a cliff. Instead, we see this Fool carrying the luggage, the small sack with the arrows. So this Fool card contains the elements of wands, elements of cup, elements of pentacle, and also the element of sword. So here the arrows means the determination, the creativity, the focused mind, the arrows aiming at something. So this Fool sets out the journey with a goal, with a target. And the quilt, it can be seen here, the quilt, it's on the gloves, and it means communication, yes, and also it communicates and receiving, the hands, the gloves, the hands receive something and give out something as well. And so we can see the oak, the acorns here, it means the solidness, the fruits that we reap after the hard work. And it also talks about patience here. It takes a long time to manifest our dreams, right? And the rose, the suit of rose, the emotion can be seen here on the cloak, on the cape. And so I like this card very much. It's because it contains all the elements of the suit on this one picture. And normally when I see this, it's about the optimistic outlook without the traps. Usually when we see the cliff in front of the Fool, we will see the trap or the things that we need to pay attention to. Unless there's some surrounding card that indicate the trap, when I interpret this card alone, I will say that this is a very optimistic outlook, optimistic card. And these two cards, the court card, the King of Rose and the King of Oak, I feel this is very special. You can compare their body language. The Rose King, it's very open-minded, and he has not made up his own mind. So he can be persuasive. He can be persuaded. You can see the body language, the hand is forming a cup. So it's not very firm, So the decision that he has made are not very firm. It can change. Just like the rose, it grow and then it wither and pass away. But look at the hand gesture of the King of Oak. He is very firm because, look at the hand. The hand is folding like this. The hand is like forming a very closed gesture. No discussion. Once I have made the decision, there's no discussion, and I'm very firm, and there's no need. Don't even try to persuade me or change my mind. So this is a very mature, decisive, very firm king. No, it's very, very firm. There's no need and no way to persuade, to sway his mind. And this king can be persuaded, So that's how I like this deck and how I interpret some of the cards. I hope that you enjoy this reading. And see you in the next video. Bye.